Inside Talk. Learn to talk to yourself like this for 7 days. Written by Justice O. Malcolm. Introduction. Welcome to Inside Talk. Learn to talk to yourself like this for 7 days. A journey to the inner workings of your mind and the power of self-dialogue. In these pages, you will discover the transformative art of talking to yourself in ways that foster growth, resilience, and profound self-awareness. Why focus on how we talk to ourselves? The secret lies in understanding that our inner dialogue shapes our perceptions, our choices, and ultimately our realities. Over the next 7 days, you will learn to harness this dialogue, turning it into a powerful ally. Each chapter of this book is designed to guide you through daily practices that will recalibrate the way you think and speak to yourself. Imagine encountering a mirror that doesn't reflect your exterior but reveals the intricate and often hidden landscapes of your thoughts. This book is that mirror. It doesn't just tell you to think positively instead. It equips you with practical tools to challenge and change the narratives you've been unconsciously living by. By altering these narratives, you can transform doubts into decisions and fears into new fronts for action. Throughout this 7-day guide, you will encounter fundamental techniques that are both simple and deep. These include learning to identify your critical inner voice, understanding its origins, and re-scripting its messages. You will practice building affirmative self-talk and discover how to sustain this in the face of life's inevitable challenges. Each day, a new layer of your internal dialogue will be uncovered, and you'll learn how to replace self-criticism with supportive and motivating conversations. You'll end the week not just with a different way of talking to yourself, but with a new way of being yourself. Inside Talk is more than a book, it's an invitation to embark on the ultimate dialogue, the one that happens within. By the end of these 7 days, you won't just be speaking differently, you'll be living differently. Prepare to meet the most profound and supportive companion you'll ever have, you. Imagine starting each day for a week with empowering dialogue, where you're the speaker and the listener. In Talk Within, talk to yourself like this for 7 days, you'll explore the profound impact of positive self-talk and learn to dismantle the negative chatter that often clouds your mind. By focusing on your inner strengths and fostering a growth mindset, you can cultivate resilience and enhance your self-confidence. Intriguing, isn't it? Now, let's unravel how this transformative process works and why it's essential for your well-being. For more information about the ebook version of this audio, check the video description or visit audiobooksoffice.com. We noticed that 67% of you who listen to our video are not yet subscribed to the channel. Please help support the channel by hitting the subscribe button and liking the video. Thanks for inspiring us to create more content for you. Chapter 1. Unlocking the Power of Self-Talk. From the moment you wake up, there's an untapped power within you that can transform your day-to-day life, the power of self-talk. Just like the morning sun that breaks the darkness, your words to yourself can illuminate your path, breaking the shackles of negativity and self-doubt. But to harness this power, you've got to understand it first. Think of self-talk as a tool in your mental toolkit. It's your personal pep talk, your own cheerleader, your inner dialogue that can either lift you up or drag you down. It's the words you whisper to yourself in times of solitude, the silent affirmations that you repeat in your mind during moments of challenge and triumph alike. So how can you access this power? It's simpler than you think. Start by paying attention to your thoughts. Notice the words you're using, the tone of your inner voice, the messages you're sending to your own psyche. Are they positive, encouraging, or are they filled with criticism and doubt? Once you've identified the nature of your self-talk, it's time to take control. Replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Tell yourself that you're capable, you're worthy, you're strong. Remember, you're in control of your inner dialogue. In just 7 days of conscious, positive self-talk, you'll start to see a transformation. You'll feel more confident, more empowered, and more in tune with your potential. You hold the keys to your personal growth. So access the power of self-talk today. Chapter 2. The voice in your head matters. You might not realize it yet, but that voice in your head holds immense power. It's your constant companion, whispering words of encouragement or criticism, shaping your perception and influencing your actions. It's your internal dialogue, your self-talk, and it matters more than you think. Think of your inner voice as a coach. It's there to guide you, to help you navigate the rough seas of life. It's your cheerleader when you're down and your critic when you're complacent. It steers you in the right direction and warns you of potential pitfalls. It's an essential part of your character, your identity, yourself. But here's the catch: your inner voice is only as helpful as you allow it to be. It's a tool, and like any tool, its effectiveness depends on how you use it. If you let it run wild, it can lead you astray. But if you harness it, channel it in a positive way, it can be your greatest ally. Chapter 3. Breaking free from negative chatter. Negative chatter can often infiltrate your mind, casting a shadow over your confidence, ambition, and overall happiness. It's like an uninvited guest at your personal party, stealing your joy and leaving you feeling drained. However, don't let it stay. There's a way to kick it out and reclaim your mental space. Firstly, acknowledge its presence. You can't fight an enemy you don't recognize. When you notice a negative thought, don't dismiss it or let it slide. Recognize it for what it is: a deceiver trying to undermine your self-esteem and potential. Once you've identified it, you're ready to challenge it head-on. Secondly, question its validity. Negative thoughts usually exaggerate situations, making mountains out of molehills. Ask yourself, is this thought 100% true? More often than not, you'll find that it isn't. By questioning the accuracy of your thoughts, you're taking the power away from them. Thirdly, flip the script. Replace the negative chatter with positive affirmations. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I can and I will." This simple shift can make a world of difference in your mindset. Lastly, be persistent. Breaking free from negative chatter isn't a one-time event, but a continuous process. Keep at it and don't lose heart. Remember, you're stronger than you think and capable of more than you imagine. You have the power to control your narrative. Don't let negative chatter rob you of your potential. Stand tall, push back, and reclaim your mind. You've got this. Chapter 4. Cultivating a kind inner voice. Having effectively tackled and dismissed the negative chatter, it's time to focus on nurturing a more compassionate inner voice. It's not enough to just ward off the negative, you've got to cultivate the positive too. And here's how you do it. Start by acknowledging kindness as a strength, not a weakness. It's easy to mistake kindness for softness, but true kindness requires courage and resilience. It's about being gentle with yourself, understanding your shortcomings, and working to improve without self-judgment. Next, practice self-compassion. Talk to yourself as you would a dear friend, with care and understanding. When you stumble, don't berate yourself. Instead, remind yourself that making mistakes is part of being human. It's not about being perfect, it's about growing and learning. Then, make this kind voice a habit. Like any other skill, it requires practice. Spend a few minutes each day focusing on kind, positive self-talk. You could start your day with it, use it when you're feeling stressed, or even end your day with some self-affirming words. Finally, be patient with yourself. Cultivating a kind inner voice won't happen overnight. It's a journey, not a destination. But remember, every step you take brings you closer to a more compassionate, understanding relationship with yourself. And that's worth every ounce of effort. Chapter 5. Shifting your mindset in 7 days. In just 1 week, your mindset can undergo a profound transformation. You don't have to be a slave to your thoughts. You possess the power to shape and control them. And it starts with acknowledging that you're in command. Your mind is like a garden. You can let weeds grow, or you can cultivate beautiful flowers. The choice is yours. Start by setting an intention each day. Choose one area where you'd like to shift your mindset. Do you want to be more positive, resilient, or hopeful? Decide, and then make that your focus. Throughout the day, catch yourself when you stumble into negativity. If you start doubting your abilities or criticizing yourself, stop. Reframe those thoughts into something positive. You're not failing, you're learning. You're not struggling, you're growing. Use affirmations too. These are simple, positive statements that you repeat to yourself throughout the day. I am capable. I am strong. I am worthy. These words become your reality. Remember, your mind believes what you tell it. Lastly, practice gratitude. Each night before bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. This shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right in your life. This journey takes practice, patience, and persistence. But in just 7 days, you'll notice a shift. You'll feel lighter, happier, and more empowered. And that's just the start. Imagine where you'll be in a month, a year, or a decade. The power to change your mindset rests with you. You've got this. Chapter 6. The impact of self-talk on confidence. Breathe life into your self-confidence with the power of self-talk. Understand that the words you use to communicate with yourself have a profound impact on your confidence levels. It's not just about what you're saying to yourself, it's also about how you're saying it. The inner dialogue you maintain can either propel you toward achieving your goals or keep you stuck in place. Positive self-talk boosts your confidence. It's like having a personal cheerleader constantly whispering words of encouragement. Adopting affirmations such as I am capable or I can handle this conditions your mind to believe in your abilities. It's a quick and effective way to reassure yourself, especially in challenging situations. On the flip side, negative self-talk can be detrimental, sapping your confidence and leaving you feeling incapable. It reinforces self-doubt and weakens your resolve. That's why it's essential to consciously steer your self-talk towards positivity and empowerment. Self-talk also shapes your perception of the world around you. When you approach situations with a confident mindset, you're more likely to perceive opportunities rather than obstacles. You'll see solutions where others see problems, and this positive outlook can drastically improve your life. Chapter 7. Dealing with critical inner voices. Silence those critical inner voices that often plague your mind. They're not your friends, they're saboteurs, undermining your confidence and dampening your spirit. Understand that these voices are a part of you, but they don't define you. They're just thoughts, not facts. Your first task is to recognize and acknowledge them. Don't try to suppress them. That'll only make them louder. Instead, listen to what they're saying. Are they always negative? Do they discourage or belittle you? If so, it's high time to confront them. It's like tidying up a room you can't clean up if you don't know what's making it messy. Now, how do you confront them? Simple. Challenge them. When you hear a voice saying you can't do it, ask yourself why. Is there concrete evidence to support this claim? Most times you'll find there's not. Next, replace these negative self-talks with positive ones. Instead of saying I can't, say I'll try. Instead of I'm not good enough, tell yourself I'm doing my best. It's not about deluding yourself, it's about changing the narrative. Remember, you're in control of your mind. You decide what goes in and what stays out. It's a journey, not a sprint. You won't silence these voices overnight. But slowly, as you keep practicing, you'll notice a shift. The critical voices will become less influential, and your empowering voices will take the lead. Don't let your inner critic dictate your life. You're more than those negative thoughts. Stand tall and speak to yourself with kindness, respect, and positivity. Chapter 8. Practicing compassion with yourself. Every single day, you're in a constant battle with life's challenges, and it's easy to forget to be kind to yourself. But here's the thing, you're human, and you're allowed to falter. It's how you rise back up that matters. So let's start by practicing compassion with yourself. Think of it this way. If you had a friend who was going through a tough time, you wouldn't berate them, would you? No, you'd offer kind words, understanding, and possibly a hug. Well, it's time to treat yourself like that good friend. Be your own cheerleader and remember, it's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to feel vulnerable. And it's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn and grow. Start with small affirmations. When you wake up, look in the mirror and say, "I'm proud of you" when you achieve a small victory. Tell yourself, "Well done" when you mess up. Instead of being hard on yourself, say, "It's okay, we'll try again." It's these little acts of kindness towards self that build up over time, creating a compassionate inner dialogue. Chapter 9. Reframing Negative Self-Talk Patterns. While practicing compassion towards yourself is an important step, it's just as essential to learn how to combat the negative self-talk that often goes unnoticed. Your internal dialogue shapes your perception of yourself and the world around you. Unfortunately, you've likely developed a habit of negative self-talk over the years, and it's time to break that cycle. Let's start by identifying your patterns. Do you often tell yourself you're not good enough? Do you dwell on past mistakes or worry about the future? Recognize these thoughts for what they are: distortions of reality, not truths. Once you've spotted these negative patterns, it's time to reframe them. Instead of telling yourself, "I'm a failure," say, "I didn't succeed this time, but I learned something valuable." Instead of thinking, "I'll never be able to do this, try. This is challenging, but I'm capable of growth." Remember, the goal isn't to create false positivity or deny your feelings. It's to shift your perspective to a more balanced and realistic view. This practice takes time and patience, but it's worth the effort. You may falter at times, but don't beat yourself up. Instead, use it as an opportunity to practice reframing. Treat it as a learning experience and remind yourself that progress, not perfection, is the aim. You have the power to change your self-talk, and in doing so, transform your life. Start today and watch how your world changes as your inner dialogue does. It's a journey worth starting, and you're more than capable of making the trip. Chapter 10. Building Resilience Through Self-Talk. Resilience is the steel within you that refuses to break, no matter how much pressure life puts on it. This inner strength isn't something you're born with, but a skill you can develop. And one of the ways to build this resilience is through self-talk. Yes, that's right. The way you talk to yourself matters. It can either set you up for success or pull you down to failure. But here's the good news: you can train your mind to be more resilient through positive self-talk. Think of your mind as a garden. With the right words, you're planting seeds of resilience. Each empowering statement is a seed that, when nurtured, grows into a strong, resilient tree. Now, imagine a garden full of these resilient trees. That's your mind, fortified against life's challenges. Instead of telling yourself, "I can't handle this," say, "I can cope with this challenge." Replace "I'm not good enough" with "I'm learning and improving." This shift in self-talk not only fosters resilience but also fuels you with the positive energy needed to face adversities. Chapter 11. The Art of Self-Encouragement. Nurturing resilience is only half the journey. The other half is about mastering the art of self-encouragement. This practice is more than just patting yourself on the back. It's about cultivating a mindset that propels you forward, even when the going gets tough. You're in charge of your thoughts and feelings. Remember, every thought you entertain is like a seed sown in your mind. When you feed yourself encouraging words, you're planting seeds of positivity and growth. So speak to yourself with kindness and respect, as you would to a dear friend. You're deserving of that same compassion and understanding. Self-encouragement isn't about denying reality or ignoring difficulties. It's about acknowledging challenges and choosing to focus on your abilities to overcome them. It's recognizing that you've faced tough times before and you've come through. You're stronger and wiser for it. Develop affirmations that resonate with you. These could be simple statements like, "I can handle this, I'm capable and resourceful," or "I'm learning and growing every day." Repeat them to yourself, especially when you feel doubt creeping in. Engage in self-praise, not to feed your ego, but to acknowledge your efforts and progress, no matter how small they may seem. Celebrate your wins, learn from your losses, and always remember you're a work in progress. In this way, you'll be cultivating a powerful, encouraging inner voice that will guide you through life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. Mastering the art of self-encouragement will become your secret weapon in the pursuit of your dreams. Chapter 12. Overcoming fear and doubt. Even though fear and doubt can feel overwhelming, know that they can be conquered. It's not about eliminating them completely, it's about learning to manage and control them. Remember, you're stronger than you think. Your fears and doubts don't define you. They're just roadblocks that you can overcome. Let's start by acknowledging your fears and doubts. They're real, they're valid, but they're not the boss of you. It's okay to feel scared and uncertain. It's a natural part of life, but it doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're human. Next, let's turn those fears and doubts into questions. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," ask yourself, "How can I do this?" When you reframe your fears and doubts as questions, you're inviting solutions. You're giving yourself a chance to brainstorm, to problem solve, to think outside the box. Then let's challenge those fears and doubts. Why are they there? Are they based on facts or assumptions? Most fears and doubts are not based on reality. They're based on what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. Challenge them. Question them. You'll be surprised at how many of them will crumble under scrutiny. Finally, let's use affirmations to combat fears and doubts. Repeat to yourself, "I can handle this. I am capable. I am resilient." Words have power. Use them to your advantage. Overcoming fear and doubt won't happen overnight. But with patience, persistence, and a positive mindset, you'll get there. And know that every step you take, no matter how small, is a step towards your victory. Chapter 13. Embracing your authentic self. Unmasking your true self can be a powerful step towards self-love and acceptance. You've spent years absorbing messages about how you should be, what you should do, how you should feel. But now, it's time to cut through the noise and listen to your own voice. You can understand that it's okay to be different, to be unique, to be you. Embracing your authentic self is about more than just acceptance. It's about celebrating your individuality, your quirks, your passions. It's about taking pride in who you are and owning your story. It's about letting go of the need for approval and seeking validation from within. So stop hiding behind masks, let go of the personas you've created to fit in, and start living authentically. Chapter 14. Creating a positive inner environment. While embracing your authentic self is a liberating journey, it's just as important to create a positive inner environment. This isn't about ignoring your flaws or denying your weaknesses. Instead, it's about cultivating a space within yourself where you can be kind, patient, and supportive to yourself. Think about it like this: you're the architect of your own mental landscape. If you choose to plant seeds of positivity within your mind, you'll grow a lush garden of self-love, confidence, and resilience. Conversely, if you sow negativity, you're likely to end up with a thorny thicket of self-doubt and fear. So how do you create this positive environment? Begin with mindfulness. Pay attention to your thoughts and emotions, but don't judge them. Notice when negative thoughts creep in, acknowledge them, and then let them go. It's not about denying your feelings, but about not letting them control you. Next, practice self-affirmation. Tell yourself you're worthy, that you're capable, that you're enough, just as you are. Start your day by looking in the mirror and saying something positive about yourself, and end your day the same way. Finally, surround yourself with positivity. Read uplifting books, listen to empowering music, and engage in activities that make you feel good about yourself. Creating a positive inner environment is a continuous journey, not a destination. It requires daily practice, but trust me, it's worth every effort. Remember, the way you talk to yourself not only impacts your mental health, but it also influences how you face life's challenges. So talk within with kindness and positivity. Chapter 15. Banishing self-doubt and criticism. Shattering the chains of self-doubt and criticism is a crucial step in your journey towards positive self-talk. We're often our worst critics, allowing doubts to creep in, questioning our abilities, and undermining our achievements. However, you've got the power to change this narrative. To start, acknowledge your self-doubt and criticism. It's there, and it's real. But remember, it doesn't define you. These feelings are often born from fear or past failures, but they're not a reflection of your worth or potential. You're more than your doubts and self-criticisms. Next, challenge those negative thoughts. Ask yourself, is this fact or merely a feeling? Often, you'll find it's the latter. Our minds have a knack for creating worst-case scenarios that seldom materialize. Be realistic and counter negativity with facts. Then, practice self-compassion. You're human, and it's okay to make mistakes. They're stepping stones to growth, not evidence of inadequacy. Be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, and learn from your slip-ups. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are self-confidence and self-esteem. Finally, surround yourself with positivity. This could be uplifting friends, inspirational quotes, or motivating books. Create an environment that supports your journey towards positive self-talk. Banishing self-doubt and criticism isn't an overnight process. It requires patience, persistence, and gentleness with yourself. But stick with it. Keep talking positively to yourself, and watch how you'll blossom into the confident, self-assured individual you're destined to be. Chapter 16. Empowering yourself through affirmations. Having dealt with self-doubt and criticism, your journey doesn't end there. You're now stepping into the empowering domain of affirmations. These are positive, personal declarations that you repeat to yourself, effectively reprogramming your mind towards success. By consciously choosing words that will either help eliminate something negative from your life or help create something positive, you're shaping your future. Affirmations are not just feel-good quotes. They're powerful tools that can help you change your mindset, build up your self-esteem, and create the reality you desire. The idea is to choose phrases that resonate with you, that challenge the negative beliefs you've been holding on to, and that paint a picture of the person you want to become. Your affirmation should be present tense, positive, personal, and specific. Instead of saying I will be confident, say I am confident, rather than I want to be successful, affirm I am successful. By stating these affirmations as if they're already true, you're training your brain to believe they are. For the next 7 days, set aside a few minutes each morning and evening to repeat your affirmations. Say them out loud, write them down, or simply think them. Feel the emotions these words evoke, visualizing your future as if it's already here. This isn't about pretending, but about believing in your potential and your ability to make it a reality. A week may seem short, but it's enough to kickstart a lifelong habit of empowering self-talk. Remember, you're the author of your life story. Make it a bestseller. Chapter 17. Taking control of your thoughts. You may not realize it, but you're in the driver's seat when it comes to your thoughts. Every day, countless thoughts cross your mind. Some are empowering and positive, while others can be limiting and negative. You have the power to choose which ones you'll dwell on and which ones you'll let pass by. Think of your mind as a garden. You can't prevent weeds from growing, but you can choose to pull them out. Likewise, you can't stop negative thoughts from entering your mind, but you can choose not to engage with them. It's a matter of practice and determination. Start by being more aware of your thoughts. You can't control what you're not aware of. Whenever you catch yourself dwelling on a negative thought, acknowledge it and then let it go. Don't beat yourself up over it, but rather use it as an opportunity to grow and learn. Next, start replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. This isn't about ignoring reality, but about choosing a positive perspective. For every negative thought, there's a positive counterpart. It's up to you to find it. Finally, practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right, and this can greatly impact your thought patterns. Chapter 18. Releasing Self-Limiting Beliefs. An astonishing number of us carry self-limiting beliefs that hold us back. These are the silent whispers, the doubting voices in our heads that tell us we're not good enough, not smart enough, or simply not capable. They're our worst enemies, restricting us within invisible boundaries. You might think, I've always been this way, I can't change. But that's not true. You can change, and the first step is to recognize these negative beliefs. It's time to identify and acknowledge them. Don't just brush them off, confront them. You've got to know your enemy to defeat it, right? Once identified, challenge them. Ask yourself, is this belief really true? Is there concrete evidence supporting it? More often than not, you'll find there's none. You've been holding on to baseless assumptions, and it's time to let them go. Then, replace them with positive affirmations. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I can do this, and I will speak to yourself with kindness, respect, and belief. Remember, releasing self-limiting beliefs is not a one-time event. It's a continuous process. You need to constantly monitor your thoughts, identify negative beliefs as they arise, challenge them, and replace them with positive ones. This 1 week of self-talk is a journey that will lead you towards breaking free from the chains of self-limiting beliefs. Stick with it. You're stronger than you think, and you have the power to change your life. You just need to believe in yourself. So let's start this journey together. Chapter 19. Finding your inner strength. Life's challenges can often serve as a crucible, forging and revealing your true inner strength. This strength, often dormant, waits for the right moment to arise. It's always there, within you. You just need to find it. Just think about the times you faced hardship and emerged stronger. It wasn't luck or coincidence, it was your inner strength, your resilience, that saw you through. It's that very same strength that's waiting to be tapped into, ready to help you conquer any obstacle in your path. Firstly, you need to believe. Believe that you're strong, that you're capable. Don't let self-doubt creep in and cloud your vision. You're much stronger than you give yourself credit for. Next, cultivate a sense of self-awareness. Understand your emotions, your reactions. Recognize your strengths and your weaknesses. Self-awareness is the first step in harnessing your inner strength. Then, practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Accept that it's okay to make mistakes and to have imperfections. Use these as stepping stones to grow and learn, not as reasons to berate yourself. Lastly, always remind yourself of your past victories. Remember every battle you've won, every mountain you've climbed. These memories serve as a demonstration of your strength and resilience. They're proof that you've got what it takes to overcome challenges. Chapter 20. Amplifying Positive Self-Talk. Amid the hustle and bustle of daily life, fostering a habit of positive self-talk can serve as a beacon of light, guiding you towards a more confident and resilient self. It's not about pretending challenges don't exist or whitewashing your feelings. Instead, it's about acknowledging your struggles and choosing to focus on what you can do about them. Positive self-talk isn't just a feel-good mantra, it's a powerful tool for change. When you talk to yourself positively, you're programming your mind to think optimistically, which in turn influences your actions. You're not just telling yourself that you're capable, you're believing it. And that belief propels you to put your best foot forward, Chapter 21. Quieting the Inner Critic. Silencing your inner critic is an important step towards nurturing positive self-talk. You may not even realize how frequently you're engaging in self-criticism until you take a moment to listen to the dialogue in your mind. That inner voice whispering harsh judgments, doubts, and fears can be more influential than you think. However, it's not a permanent fixture in your psyche. You have the power to quiet this negative chatter. Start by acknowledging your inner critic. It's there, it's loud, and it's often unkind. But remember, it doesn't define you. You are not your thoughts. Once you recognize this, you're already on your way to changing the narrative. Next, challenge your inner critic. Is it being fair? Is it truthful? Most importantly, is it helpful? Often the answer to these questions will be a resounding no. Your inner critic can distort your perception, making mountains out of molehills. It's vital to dispute these distortions, replace them with rational thoughts, and remind yourself of your worth. Finally, practice compassion. Be kind to yourself. Imagine a dear friend was expressing these self-doubts. You'd likely offer words of comfort and encouragement. Why not extend the same kindness to yourself? Self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. Quieting your inner critic won't happen overnight. It's a process that needs patience and consistency. However, by consciously altering your self-talk, you'll gradually shift from self-criticism to self-compassion and set the stage for releasing your inner potential. Chapter 22. Unleashing your inner potential. After taming your inner critic, releasing your true potential becomes the next exciting step on your journey to self-improvement. This isn't about finding a hidden superpower, but about recognizing the strengths and abilities that are already within you. You've got a wealth of untapped potential inside, waiting to be discovered. But how do you excavate it? First, start by believing in yourself. A strong self-belief is the foundation for revealing your potential. It's the fuel that propels you to pursue your goals and not be deterred by obstacles. It's your inner cheerleader, constantly whispering you can do this. Next, embrace lifelong learning. With the world constantly evolving, there's always something new to learn, understand, and master. Remain curious, open-minded, and willing to learn from every experience. It's this thirst for knowledge that will help you grow, adapt, and evolve, allowing you to unveil new aspects of your potential. Finally, don't shy away from challenges. They're like the gym for your inner potential, providing the resistance necessary for growth. Each challenge you face and overcome strengthens your resilience, problem-solving skills, and ability to adapt. Chapter 23. Celebrating small wins. Recognizing your victories, no matter how small, is another significant step in your self-improvement journey. It's easy to overlook those tiny triumphs, but they're just as important as the big ones. They're the building blocks of your confidence and self-esteem. Every win, no matter how small, is an accomplishment. It may not seem like much, but when you start to celebrate these wins, you're acknowledging your progress. You're saying to yourself, hey, I did that. I'm capable. And that's an incredibly powerful message. Take a moment to celebrate your victories. Do something nice for yourself. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture, just something that makes you feel good, something that acknowledges your hard work. It could be as simple as taking a few minutes to relax or treating yourself to your favorite snack. The key is to make it a habit, to recognize and celebrate your wins regularly. And remember, it's not just about celebrating the wins. It's also about learning from them. Ask yourself what worked, what didn't. How can I replicate this success in the future? This reflection is vital because it helps you to understand your strengths and areas for improvement. Chapter 24. Developing a growth mindset. Ever considered how your mindset affects your journey towards self-improvement? The way you talk to yourself greatly influences your mindset and, in turn, your growth. Let's explore the concept of a growth mindset, shall we? A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. It's a love for learning, a hunger for improvement. It's the voice inside you that says, I can't do this ... yet, instead of, I can't do this at all. You see, with a growth mindset, you're not limited by your current abilities. You're empowered by the potential of what you could become. Developing a growth mindset starts with self-talk. Your words shape your beliefs, so start speaking growth into existence. When you stumble, tell yourself, I'm learning. When you face a challenge, say, I can handle this. By doing so, you're sowing seeds of potential in your mind, nurturing them with positivity and resilience. Remember, setbacks aren't defeats. They're opportunities for growth. So next time you fail, don't beat yourself up. Instead, ask, what can I learn from this? This perspective shift is essential in cultivating a growth mindset. Developing a growth mindset isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process, a journey. But trust me, it's a journey worth starting. Because a growth mindset isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. So start talking growth, start living growth. The journey to self-improvement starts with the voice within. Chapter 25. Sustaining a positive inner dialogue. Sustaining a positive inner dialogue is a journey, not a destination. You can start your day with mindful morning mantras, banish negative chatter, practice self-compassion, focus on your strengths, and let go of fear. These steps aren't just about feeling good. They're about creating a mindset that empowers you to be your best self. Starting your day with mindful morning mantras can greatly improve your inner dialogue. It's like setting a positive tone for the day that impacts your mood, productivity, and even the way you interact with others. These mantras aren't just phrases, they're powerful tools that can help you change your mindset and cultivate an attitude of positivity and resilience. Imagine waking up and telling yourself, I am capable, I am strong, today is going to be a great day. It's not just about saying the words, but believing in them too. This simple act can set your day's trajectory towards success and fulfillment. Do this for a week, and you'll notice a shift. You'll start to feel more positive, confident, and empowered. And the best part, you can tailor these mantras to meet your individual needs and aspirations. Whether it's about conquering fear, fostering self-love, or achieving goals, your mantra can be your guide. Often you might find yourself caught up in a whirlwind of negative thoughts and self-talk. It's easy to fall prey to this destructive chatter, but remember, you hold the power to change it. The first step is awareness. Recognize the negative chatter for what it is, just thoughts, not facts. Start paying attention to the words you use with yourself. Are they encouraging or discouraging? If they're more on the negative side, it's time for a change. Replace these negative thoughts with positive affirmations. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, I can, and I will make it a habit to speak to yourself with positivity. You'll be amazed at how this simple shift can transform your outlook. Chapter 26. Practice self-compassion. Almost every individual grapples with the ups and downs of maintaining a positive inner dialogue. It's not an easy task, but it's one that's made easier when you practice self-compassion. Think about how you'd comfort a friend who's going through a tough time. You'd be understanding, supportive, and kind, right? Apply that same compassion to yourself. When you stumble, don't berate yourself. Instead, acknowledge that everyone makes mistakes and use it as a learning opportunity. While fostering self-compassion lays the groundwork for a healthier inner dialogue, focusing on your strengths can considerably boost your self-confidence. It's not about ignoring weaknesses, but rather acknowledging them and choosing to shine the spotlight on what you do well. Recognize what you're good at. Are you a fantastic listener? Do you have a knack for problem solving? Perhaps you're creatively gifted? These are strengths, and they are worth celebrating. Give yourself credit. You're more capable than you think, and it's high time you acknowledge these assets. Create a strengths list and refer to it often, especially when you're feeling low. This will remind you of your abilities and help you maintain a positive internal dialogue. It's a powerful tool for boosting self-esteem and cultivating a growth mindset. Although fear may seem like a formidable obstacle, it's actually a powerful catalyst for positive change when handled correctly. You may be surprised to learn that fear isn't always your enemy. In fact, it can be your ally if you let it. It's a natural response to potential danger, a survival instinct. But when fear starts ruling your thoughts and actions, that's where the problem lies. Take a moment to identify your fears. Are they based on past experiences, anticipation of the future, or just unfounded worries? Once you've pinpointed them, remember you have the power to control your reaction. You're not a passive victim. Acknowledge your fear, but don't let it control you. Look fear in the eye and say, "I see you, but you don't scare me." This might sound like a tall order, but trust me, it's doable. You've overcome challenges before, haven't you? Finally, replace fear with courage, not with the absence of fear, but the understanding that something else is more important. Remember, fear is temporary, but regret is forever. So let go of fear, embrace the challenge, and watch as you soar to new heights. Shifting your inner dialogue from criticism to encouragement is a significant step on the path to self-improvement. It's true, we're often our own worst critics, but it's crucial to understand that the way you talk to yourself shapes your reality. Reframing critical thoughts isn't about ignoring your flaws or mistakes, but about seeing them in a different light. Instead of berating yourself for a mistake, think about what you've learned from it. This shift, although subtle, can make a big difference. Remember, it's not about lying to yourself or sugarcoating reality. It's about giving yourself the same kindness and understanding you'd offer a friend. When you catch yourself spiraling into self-criticism, stop. Ask yourself, would I talk to someone else this way? If the answer is no, then you shouldn't be speaking to yourself that way either. This process may feel unnatural at first, but with practice, it can become second nature. You'll find that once you start treating yourself with more compassion and understanding, you'll feel more empowered and capable. So start today. Reframe those critical thoughts and watch how your world changes. In the journey of self-improvement, fostering inner kindness is as essential as reframing critical thoughts. You've got to understand that you're your own best friend and worst enemy rolled into one, and it's entirely up to you who gets the upper hand. Start by acknowledging your achievements, no matter how small. Take a moment to congratulate yourself, feel proud, and appreciate your efforts. You've come a long way, and you're doing great. Cut yourself some slack, and remember, mistakes don't define you. They're stepping stones on your path of growth. Next, stop comparing yourself with others. Your journey is unique, and it's unfair to measure your progress against someone else's. You're enough just as you are, and you're doing better than you think. Lastly, practice self-compassion. Be patient, kind, and understanding towards yourself. It's okay to have bad days, to feel low, to not have all the answers. You're a work in progress, and that's perfectly okay. Taming your inner critic is a critical step in maintaining a positive inner dialogue. It's the voice that tells you that you're not good enough, smart enough, or talented enough, but it's not always right. In fact, it's often wrong. Don't let it hinder your progress or steal your joy. You have the power to silence this critic. Start by recognizing when it's speaking. Is it during moments of self-doubt? When you're under pressure? Once you identify the triggers, you can start to control it. Next, challenge your inner critic. Question its accuracy. Is it really true that you're not good enough? Or is it just an old, negative narrative you've been holding on to? Replace it with positive affirmations. You are enough. You are capable. You are deserving. Finally, practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Forgive yourself. Speak to yourself as you would a dear friend. It's not about being perfect. It's about being human. So, you've commenced on this transformative voyage, challenging the negative chatter and nurturing a kinder voice within. Congrats on those small victories. Remember, it's not about perfection, but progress. Keep fostering that growth mindset. Embrace the power of positive self-talk and watch as your inner potential unfurls. Here's to a more confident, resilient, and positive you. Keep the conversation going. After all, the most important dialogue you'll ever have is the one with yourself.